Hey everyone! So as you can see, according to John's request, I am gonna do a weird makeup tutorial because I told him it was gonna be funny and so it's gonna be hilarious. As you can see, I've already curled my hair. It's kind of bad, a little bit at the top. Probably is gonna need some recurls. That's totally fine. I'm also in like this cool Star Wars t-shirt, so I will get makeup everywhere, but not on my fancy clothes for my date. Cool stuff. Okay. So, how these videos always start. Let's start with some tools. Okay. So, some tools that I have. I have a blending brush and like a powder brush. And then other than that, I have this super cool little broken brush. And it is, I use it mostly as an eyeliner brush, like with black eyeshadow. So that's kind of fun. Alright. Otherwise, I have boring little Q-tip looking things. Okay, colors of makeup. I have foundation. This is an e.l.f. product. It's concealer, I guess. It's ivory. It's technically not even light enough for my skin. Like, I feel my skin is just too pale, so I should probably just end up using white or something. More e.l.f. products. This is Tantalizing Taupe. As you can see, there's like a light color, which I also often use as concealer, and then like 3 shades of brown. Cool stuff. The one I already showed you, which is black. It's from CoverGirl. It's called... Maybe it doesn't say what it's called. No idea. But it's black eyeshadow from CoverGirl. Okay. I have Mary Kay Ivory 2 Mineral Powder Foundation. I have my favorite thing in the whole entire world, Maybelline Great Lash Waterproof Mascara. It's brownish black. Whatever brownish black is, no one knows what that actually is. Okay, here's some L'Oreal Teal shadow. It has teal on one side, navy blue on the other. And then I have Mary Kay like crayon things to match that. There's the teal one and the navy one. I don't use these that often, but they're in here anyway. Maybelline Modern Metallics Golden Halo, so gold shadow. And then this is Beauty Rush Wet Dry Shadow. Basically, this is just dark purple, which, again, I rarely use that. And then I have, additionally, this is more e.l.f. This is an eyeliner and shadow stick that has black liner and silver smoke shadow. Okay, so for today's tutorial, we're going to start with concealer, and then I'll decide what the heck color I want to put on my eyes. Cool stuff. So what you do is, instead of just like dabbing it on your eye and being all cool, you want to draw it like in a triangle. So it's a crayon, so I usually just start going, and I will blend at the end. So cool common tips and tricks. People always make that face when they're putting on makeup, and it's actually pretty useful, I would say. It's sort of unclear how much that actually does, but I do it, other people do it. Alright, so once you get some cool concealer going under your eye or wherever you need it, you might have some zits or something, go ahead and grab your powder concealer if you're me, or just some powder anyway. To set it, I always use this light color, like I told you, the top of the Tantalizing Taupe. Pretty cool. And I am literally just using my blending brush, which I will come back to that blending brush later because we're going to need it for blending. Cool stuff. Also, most people usually have a more extensive brush collection than me, and I just don't care, so cool. Alright. Next things next, I'm just going to apply powder. I don't always apply powder, but I will today since I'm going on a date. I basically just put it all over my face to make me look less greasy. Cool stuff. Alright, so once you're done with that, you can literally just put your powder brush and your powder away, because you will not need that unless you royally screw up, which is totally possible. Alright, so for today's look, we're gonna try something from Pinterest, I think. I'm gonna look at the picture that I just saw. Alright, so this one has a lot of black to it, so that might be making it a little bit harder to do, but first things first, we're just gonna get right in there with my blending brush in this dark brown shadow. Alright. So close your eye. I always get right up in here. Alright, do that to both sides here. Get nice and deep into your crease, because we will go back and fix that messiness later, which is like something no one tells you. Just make a mess, go back, fix your problems. Everything's fine. Alright, we're gonna go next to our black, which today I am just gonna dab my blending brush into the black. Right, smudgy smudge. Alright. Good. And so obviously, even though that was just black makeup, it's not super dark, but that's because I wasn't like, let's glob it on. We're not in 7th grade anymore, guys, so you don't need to like super emo it out in any way. Alright, so now I'm going to take my black eyeliner stick. Let me close these so I don't put my elbow in them, which is something I would totally do. Alright, and you're just going to draw. I always just kind of color into my lash line. And once I get to this little side over here, I very carefully continue that. Okay. You can check for yourself how clean those lines are, but they're going to be pretty decent, I think. Same thing on this side. Draw into your lash line. Don't make it too heavy and dark. It's not like I said, we're not going 7th grade emo stick here. We're just going out on a date. I mean, to be fair, going out on a date with this like super hot 28-year-old guy, but you know, 28-year-olds aren't really into 7th grade emos. Unless they're pedophiles, but yeah. Alright. As you can see, the last thing I'm doing there is just kind of cleaning up my lines, making sure that they look fairly even. And you can kind of tell that by looking in the mirror. You're like, oh, this eye is severely more shadowed or more lined than this eye. Or you'll see, like, I have right there, there's like a little bump, and so you can just kind of use your crayon to fix it. Perfect. Alright, so usually how I line my bottom lashes is just with that little broken brush that I showed you at the beginning of the video. It's a little tiny thing. And I just dip it in my black, get the edges. Make your classic little face. Pull down on your eye, and then same thing, you just want to smudge into the lash line. Do not get it on your eye unless you want to be sad for like the next 20 minutes. Okay, and then same thing. So you can see, just like when we were putting the shadow on our eye, even though it is black. It's not severely dark. And you can go ahead and line with a real liner, but that's going to be a much harsher look or a more defined look depending. And a lot of times you'll hear that from people that you just want to smudge, 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 because smudging looks better than super attacking. And we will come back and clean up all of our little lines that we're making right now. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So then once you're done with that, go ahead and grab your mascara. Mascara is like the best thing ever. All right, and then you just want to look up and fan away from your eye. Usually how I go about mascara is I would say I try to make my eyelashes go up and out from the corner. So a lot of people call that winged eyeliner eyelash thing. But I do still like a traditional pretty flat mascara brush. I don't like those big puffy ones. I think that they just get mascara everywhere. And I kind of hate that. I also have the advantage of having fairly dark and or long lashes though, so for some people, going the route of a big puffy brush is the correct one. Like you can see this is me without mascara and me with mascara. You can see my eyelashes a little bit more defined now, but they were pretty obvious / defined before. This is just pushing them up and out, away from the center of my eye. Okay. So once you do that with the top lashes, again, personal preference, I like to put a little bit on my bottom lashes. Some people do not, and that's totally fine. But I go very, very light and very careful. Basically just doing one tiny coat. No spider webs here. Alright, if you do catch some spider web looking pieces, you can literally just grab and pull. Okay, so gotten to this point, looks pretty decent. I'm probably gonna add a little bit more things, but what I want you to do is just, you can literally just lick your finger and go around your eye like that. Get right out of this black stuff you're gonna get everywhere. If you're a little bit more cool than me, you can also use like a Q-tip, makeup removing wipes. I mean, the whole gambit is out there, but spit for me has always worked better than makeup remover, and so I have almost never used it. But also it's expensive, and you know, college budget and all that. So, as you can see, have some pretty perky peepers going on here. I think I'm gonna add some red lipstick, but I don't know if this is the right one to add. We will see. This is a Superstay 24-hour lip color, which means once I put it on, it's gonna basically start caking off like almost instantly. So I'm gonna put on the lip gloss first and let my lips set. Probably should have done that at the beginning of the tutorial. My lips look pretty good without anything on them, so before my boyfriend gets home, I may end up totally scratching that all off, and you know me, totally average. Anyway, once you get your lips fairly conditioned, go ahead and stick your wand into the lip color. Now, for me, I already have fairly big lips, so I don't want to go, I'm not trying to draw outside the lines at all. I know for some ladies that's not gonna work because their lips are fairly thin, and that's fine. In which case, I would suggest starting with a lip liner. and going ahead and defining where you want your lips to kind of stay. And same thing, when I'm done with this, I'm gonna sit and clean up my rough edges to this, because it's not the prettiest job I've ever done, to be fair. In any case, once you get done with that and let it dry, it's supposed to stay on you forever and be kissable, etc. In my experience, it's caked off a lot, so I'm just hoping that today it will not do that, but we will see. Anyway, thanks for watching!